Good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Mike Vernon Loyal, on the panel this evening is one and only Fox and Bridgeman. Good evening, Bridgeman.
Oh, can I say a big good evening to the guys on the panel here, yourself and Fox, and to all the guys in the lobby, a big good evening, and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Evening, boys. How we doing?
Aye, very good, guys, very good. I tell you, it doesn't get old, that catchphrase for Bridgeman, does it? It really doesn't get old. How you doing, Bridgeman?
Absolutely brilliant, pal. Really well. Thanks.
Good to hear. A lot going on in the world that is Rangers, guys. So we've got a Royal Rumble, as they say, at Hampden on the 28th of October. We've got big matches looking forward to. Away to Livingston on Sunday. We've got all sorts going on. Bridgeman, what's your thoughts ahead of the big match on Sunday, mate?
Well, going by the news that's hit the papers and listening, even looking through the forums, follow and things, they're all commenting on this absolute nonsense that's going on with a decision to hold the two games in the same day. And on the news tonight, there he was, Craig Levein came out and he said his tuppence worth or two bobs worth or whatever it was he's paid. My God, he absolutely ripped into them. That's the SPFL. So there's a huge swathe of people now saying that Doncaster should just resign because he's just rubbish and so on and so forth. Not for the first time people have said that, of course. But no, that's a real big headache for everybody. And I believe it was announced without the go-ahead from all the clubs, let's say, to have it at Hampden. Although apparently some comment was made that the clubs have been, whatever it is, they met with the clubs and everybody was all right. So I don't know what clubs he's talking about. But if Hearts and Aberdeen have turned and said, no, it's not all right, then he's met with the right clubs. It's just farcical. It's just farcical, pal.
I mean, it's, as you said, it's mental. Foxy, what's your thoughts, mate, the Royal Rumble on the 28th of October?
I don't think there's any problem at all, mate. I don't know why people are getting so worked up. We're all Rangers supporters. We have nothing to complain about, I don't think. We'll play at the time we're scheduled to play. There's no complaints for our manager. There's no complaints for the Rangers hierarchy. I don't think there's any complaints for the fans. And as for the other two managers, Aberdeen manager McInnes and Craig Levein at Hearts, when have they ever took 25,000 fans to any game apart from a final? A lot of rubbish out there, mate. Their excuse again for not being able to sell tickets. And for me, our Rangers support have got to use every mode of transport to get to a game. And they do it successfully. Have they no buses in Aberdeen? Can they only travel and trains? Do they not have cars up there or something? I don't know what they're all complaining about.
Yeah,
very harsh, aren't you, Fox? You're very harsh there, Foxy.
I think the consensus from Dollyland, Bridgeman, is that they don't have trains apparently, and get them there on time for the game. But I mean, it's just farcical, isn't it? Some of these comments for some of these, let's be honest, tin pot teams. Some of these comments I've seen.
I think it's what Fox is saying is absolutely brilliant. I think that, as we know, our manager's made a small comment apparently in his press conference, saying that he, much like Fox said, he's happy enough, he's ready. We're first on the pitch, so we don't have any problems. So as far as he's concerned, let's go. So a wee bit tongue in cheek, of course, but there is furore going on. I don't know if the tranny man's been asked to make any comment on it. He probably has, and I don't know if he has made any comment. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's made some comment as well. But it may be on the defensive. I don't know. I agree with Foxy to a certain extent, but at the same time, you've got to think it's the semi-final of a cup. For God Almighty's sake, can they not get anything right? They've got two of the larger clubs in Scotland who like to moan a wee bit anyway. But my goodness gracious, there's a lot of folk think they're justified in doing so. Maybe that's just because They don't like the SPFL board. Simple as that. But it's tough. And the only thing that I've got to say about it, which I find, shall we say, frustratingly obvious that people would get a bit alarmed about it, is to have more than 100,000 people in Glasgow, potentially more than 100,000 football fans in Glasgow supporting different teams, and that could cause a problem. That's all I've got to say about that.
I think the difficult thing for me, Fox, is that I know obviously we're having a wee bit of a laugh on the situation, but the reality is, we're going to have, if Bridgeman is correct, there's potentially over 100,000 football fans in the south side of Glasgow in one day. I mean, there surely isn't. There surely has got to be a comment from the police. I know the police have come out and said that they're happy enough, but I know you're inhabiting the south side of Glasgow, mate. I mean, it can't. Surely it can't be right, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I don't. Is you there, Foxy? Nice.
Indeed, mate. No, I'm not.
I thought that Mount was actually asking you that question. So my apologies.
When you go, Bridgeman, let me hear your thoughts, mate.
Don't break a habit of a lifetime, Bridge. Just carry on.
I thought it was yourself. That's all. Look, I don't. What can I say? I said it there. I think it's quite horrifying if you just step back a wee minute and think it's bad enough when the likes of Rangers and Celtic fans are gathered together anywhere near a pub in the Glasgow area. And I'm not saying that it's always battles, it's always that, but there's always a potential. Now you're going to throw in fans that actually hate each other with a vengeance, Rangers and Aberdeen, and then of course you've got the Hearts and Celtic as well. So and of course nowadays Hearts don't like us either. So it really is quite deep. I just wonder how they're going to get over this and what their excuses will be if anything happens. Because I don't think Police Scotland have got any idea what they're getting let themselves in for. They'll never be able to police Glasgow properly, never, in my opinion.
Look, there'll be no trouble at Hampden or the surrounding areas, mate, especially in the first game. There won't be any trouble. As you say, the problems will start in the city centre. And there's a simple solution to that, mate, is don't allow any of the pubs, especially the Celtic slop houses, open till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, mate. If there's any trouble going to be caused in Glasgow, we all know where the trouble will come from. So let's no beat about the bush here. There'll be no trouble between Rangers and Aberdeen fans. None whatsoever, mate. And if it's up to publicans in the city centre to stop people stoning outside with bottles and all routes to Hampden, especially the routes up to Hampden for the city centre, when these pubs will be open, mate, they shouldn't be allowed to open till 4 o'clock so that our fans can travel in safety to and from the game. I think most Rangers support will head to their own local bars after the game, or they'll travel home to the house. We're a smart support, mate. We don't go looking for trouble, but trouble comes looking for Rangers support. But we'll have nothing to do with it, mate. We're the best behaved fans in Scotland.
Richman, if the guys out there, the Blue Noses out there, want to get in contact with us, what's the phone number?
Oh, the phone number's 0141 356 1972.
And Foxy, how can they get a hold of you on Skype?
You can phone in via rangersradio.online. If you've phoned in before, already have your details. It won't be a problem to bring you into the call, just as Jimmy from Knightswood has at this present time, and will join us in the next few seconds.
Evening, Jimmy.
Evening, guys. Who's up, Mount Vernon there? How you doing, pal?
How you doing, mate? All
right, Fox, Bridge.
Hi, Jimmy.
I've just come into the last wee bit of your conversation here, guys. So when I say this, don't jump down my throat because I don't know actually who said what. Right, okay. I don't think it's the greatest decision that's ever been made, obviously, the SPFL, but it's a disastrous decision. I'll not be getting anywhere near it, even if I get a ticket. Right, I'm not wanting to travel from Hampden back to the West End of Glasgow no matter who, because this is going to be mayhem weekend. That I heard Fox saying a wee bit there. No, I totally disagree with you, Fox. About no, I know that the Gers fans are good fans and that, but for me to try to get back to the West End of Glasgow is going to be a nightmare, right? On an average semi-final game, what we call it, or a game at Hampden, it takes me around 45 minutes to get home, right? I think on this day it might take me up to 2.5 hours to get home. What if I get caught up in trouble? That's to turn around and say that the Rangers fans don't cause trouble is fine. But what if I get caught up with my boy in trouble just because I'm coming back from Hampden? Totally disastrous decision. Can't believe it's happened. If I'm unfortunate enough for me and my boy to get tickets, we've already decided we're not going. We're just going to watch it on the telly. Or we're going to watch it at one of the Rangers pubs in our area. So there might be a couple of tickets going free on Rangers Radio if I'm lucky to get it, or unlucky. I'm not going anywhere near it. Absolutely nowhere near it. It's an absolute disgraceful decision. I can't believe some of the rubbish that's coming out of. Don't have a clue. The area I come from, Partick, etc., is rife. Right, no going anywhere near it, guys.
Jimmy, let Fox come back in on that. Fox, you've heard Jimmy's point there. What's your thoughts?
When I've been watching Rangers for a long time, mate. Do people forget we used to have over 100,000 people in Hampden at games? With all the pubs full. Now, there was isolated incidents where you get the lunatics taking advantage of situations, but it's not anything unique to have 100,000 football supporters in Glasgow, mate.
I know that, Fox. I know we can go back to 1972 when we won the Cup Winners' Cup, and we played our semi-final the same night as they played their semi-final. I understand what you're saying, but times have changed, mate. I mean, out there's a lot of evil arses out there who just want to go right ahead, right? I'm not prepared to put my life in the line for Rangers, right? It's all right saying that, no, let's go and support the Rangers. The Rangers are not getting my support today. I'll buy my ticket if I get one in a ballot or whatever way through the CCCS, but there's no way I'm going anywhere near it. It's going to be carnage, mate. It's going to be carnage. There's boys coming here for Belfast, whether they're green or blue, travelling whatever direction to try and get to or from Hampden. That's going to be carnage and all. Come on, folks, you've got to realise that this is not just about the people that stay in Glasgow. This is about people who've got to travel from all over to come and see Rangers in the semi-final. And I just hope that on the day that there's no casualties. I hope I'm proved wrong, but I think it'll be carnage on the day.
Liz, man, you've heard the police and you've heard Police Scotland come out and basically endorse this decision for the SPFL. I think Jimmy makes some, in my opinion, some very, very valid points in regards to the safety of all fans, back and forth. For me, it's staggering that Police Scotland have come out and endorsed this this plan. Bridgman, what's your thoughts on that?
I think I mentioned some of this last night. What they have said is that they've got one of the best records in policing large, shall we say, concerts and things like that, where there's lots of people coming.
They done well against Hibs, didn't they?
I'm saying that we can look back to their record on
same stadium,
policing.
actually.
We can look back to their record on policing events, particularly events involving big football fans, a big amount of football fans, and all the trouble there's been inside the stadiums and everything. But I believe they're quite good at operating videos and things like that. So that's probably a one feather in their cap. I must say, really and truly, you're right, it's staggering. However, I must say this: I believe that the police union, I don't know what they call that,
Police Federation.
The Police Federation have come out and said this is disgraceful, it's crazy, and so on and so forth. So there's a different set. I think it's going to open. It has already started to open up a huge can of worms. I would not be surprised if it's changed in some way or other. I would not be surprised, and maybe either Rangers or Celtic will have to play on the Saturday. This wouldn't surprise me. I don't know what will happen or no, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did a toss-up. Say, look, we know one of these are going to have to play on the Saturday to get us over this. Wouldn't be surprised in the least. However, I hope it doesn't happen, and I hope it's no us.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am not letting MD put me off going to that game, mate. And if I felt like that, I would never go out the house. You can walk down the street, mate, and get involved in a bit of trouble in Glasgow. It's just the way it is. I think the police will be in top form. They'll know where the trouble spots are likely to be. And I think most of the supporters know where the trouble spots are likely to be. Although I have to travel into the city centre to get back home, I have no fears of going in there. As I say, as long as the pubs, etc., on my route are well policed, even just one police outside every pub on the way into the town that they can spot trouble before it happens.
I'm sorry, folks. You can't. I know what you're saying, but you can't. I can't understand your thinking there, folks. Right? Look, there's an ongoing thing going on in East End of Glasgow regarding. And I know this is a Rangers orientated, right? But there's an ongoing concern about parades, etc., having to go by certain buildings, and the police in Glasgow can't even police that. Come on now, they can't even police 60 to 70 guys walking by at a chapel, right, playing the tunes, and they say that they have to cancel or reroute these parades because of the trouble that they feel that will happen. We're talking about maybe 100,000 people coming in and out of Glasgow within a 4 or 5 hour period, right? And I can appreciate you say that you're not going to let anybody stop. You're going to see the Rangers, and like yourself, I've been going to see this a long time, but I'm not taking the chance. I've been caught up in any trouble on the way back for the game. This is a disaster waiting to happen. There's going to be catastrophe. Make known what, there's train stations, the town will be a no-go area. When I come out for a football on a Saturday, I want to go for a couple of pints with my boy. I don't want to be crawling, hiding my scarf in my pocket, hoping that I don't get caught by some idiots wanting to cause a bit of trouble. For me, it's a telly for me, and that's it. Fox, I know you've got your own opinion, pal, and I really, your opinion's great, but this time, I'm sorry, but I totally 100% disagree with you, mate.
Oh, you're quite. I've got my opinion, and you've got yours, Jimmy. That's just that's just the way things work, mate. But I mean, I remember Glasgow in the 70s and 80s, mate, where you couldn't walk from one area to the next because of gang trouble, and you know where to keep yourself safe, Jimmy.
Of course you do.
You know.
Of course. I tell you what. Why
of course you know. Jimmy, you know where to keep You know where to keep yourself safe. I understand that. I don't want to steal the whole flair here. No, I'm quite passionate about it, you know, because you know the reason why is I'm not going to go and be able to see my team, right? And that hurts me because I want to go and see my team in the semi-final. But you know something? I'm not taking the chance that my life could be at risk. And that's not been overboard, right? I've been in a situation where I've been come up against any other fans for any other countries, right? Volatile. I'm having to deal with that. But this is a powder keg in Glasgow. The Glasgow City Police are kidding themselves on. They better bring the riot police for Russia to try and hold them back. This is carnage, folks.
Can I just come in there, boys? Can I just come in there? I think we need to cool it down, boys.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're right. It's just starting to sound a wee bit heated. So let's. We've got somebody on the phone there, Mount. I think it's
Stevie boy.
Stevie.
All right, lads. How are you?
How you doing, Stevie boy?
Who is it, Stevie?
Right, Fox.
We're not letting Stevie on away.
Bridgeman, big man.
As long as
Stevie boy's here.
Stevie, you're right.
Stevie in the drum, yeah, dancer.
He's a Rangers supporter. It's a platform for Rangers supporters.
Well known.
What's your thoughts, Stevie, on tonight's debate, mate?
Well, I've listened to Fox and JFK, and look, you can argue the point either way. I just think everybody's got their knickers done out about nothing. I think the usual will happen. Believe me when I say this, there'll be organised football hooliganism in Glasgow City Centre. I don't think there'll be any trouble around the surrounding area at the Grun. I just think if you're a Rangers fan, do what you normally do. Go. And if you feel unsafe, safety in numbers, lads. Every football game a Rangers fan go to, there's an element of hate. It's nobody likes us. We know the drill. And I'm for drum chat. I'm not that far away from JFK. And if JFK wants to go with his boy, I'll certainly take him with me and we'll be well looked after. Don't worry about that. But the bottom line here is, guys, the media's hyping this up. They're hoping there's going to be trouble, and they're probably hoping more than anything it's going to be with the teddy bears. But if we do what we normally do, go to the games with our boys, our families, and support our team, keep our noses clean and get in and get out, everything should be all right. I just think there's too much hype, and there's always going to be the element of organised trouble. I know a few boys that are into all that football hooliganism stuff, and you bet their bottom dollar they boys will be meeting in the town, and an arranged meeting. Meet us here, meet us there, at this pub or whatever. It's going to happen no matter whether it's just Rangers and Aberdeen that day or the 4 teams that day. It's going to happen. But if you stay away from the town and go to Hampden on your supporters' bus or whatever, there'll be no trouble in the surrounding areas round about the Grun. That's just my opinion on it. Take it or leave it. But listen, guys, Bridgeman, are you there?
I'm indeed, pal. I'm indeed.
That's good. Right, are you going to the game? You're not gearing it up either, are you?
Oh yes, I'll be there.
You get the 2 walking sticks sharpened at the end, just in case there is any bother.
No, Stevie.
I'm kidding on.
No, Stevie. Don't endorse violence on Rangers Radio.
No, not at all. No, it's not in my blood. Listen, how are you the captain today? What's happened to Ox?
Ox is away playing, and I'm the Master Sadiq at Rangers Radio, unfortunately, guys, so you're stuck with me tonight.
What do you mean away playing? Is he playing the flute or is he away playing balls?
I don't know, mate.
Working, I don't know. Mate. He's working.
Big Ulster. He's grafting, and Big Ulster's out playing darts, I think, for Lisbon. So, the big man's big.
Can I get back to the football? I was listening to the show the other night and we were talking about what players and everything else. Can I ask the panel a wee question? See the boys at Grisner, a winger we bought for $2 million. Mm-hmm. Do you not think, what I've seen of him just now, look, the jury's still out on the boy and it might be too soon. This is all hypothetical. But see what I've seen so far. Do you not think we should have stuck the rest to the offer we made for Jordan Jones and got him for half of the money of that boy? What do you think of that?
Fox, what do you think?
I think he's a player, mate. I don't think we've been lucky enough to see him at full fitness. Yeah, I think that'll take maybe 6 weeks to get him up to match fitness. We've got to introduce him into games to bring him on gradually. He's been playing. Well, he's played one game with the youth to get along with Jordan Rossiter, etc., to try and get some match fitness into the legs. I wouldn't be too disappointed at this time in how he looks, mate. It's well quoted by other football players that's played with this boy that this boy's a player. I think we'll just have to wait and see how it goes with the boy.
Do you think time will tell then, Fox?
Aye. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't too impressed with the wee boy Kent when he first came. Look how he's came on in the last 45 weeks, mate. Getting regular game time. Aye, absolutely. And as for Jordan Jones, if he's any better than young Middleton or Kent, he must be a superstar, mate. Because they two boys are the most exciting wingers in Scottish football at this present time.
I have to say, I have to agree with you, Fox. That I think the boy Gresda's he's still shrugging off an injury, and the manager's already said he's not quite 100% yet. He came on the other night there, maybe 15 minutes or so, and you saw a couple of wee shining bits of him, some lovely passes, some beautiful passes across the goal. But really and truly, we've not seen enough of him to say it. We need to give him the time, get the sort of minutes, shall we, game minutes into his legs. And he's an Albanian international, so I'm expecting better things, if you follow what I mean. We haven't seen him, so we can't make too much negative comment, but I quite liked what I saw, and the manager's quite confident about it. I don't think he's going to be like that big Siddiqui, where he's not going to get games and things like that. I think this guy's going to get games, and he's going to prove to be a really good player for us. And as Fox said there, if you remember back to Ryan Kent, his first couple of games, it looked okay for a wee while and then sort of fell out of the game and was taken off and so on and so forth. So he's now a top player for us, a really good player for us. So unless, of course, you think differently, but I would suggest that Gresda's going to be a really good player for us, in all honesty, a really good player.
Stevie, what you need to remember about the boy Greshner is that he's not actually had a pre-season. That's him basically just recovering from injury, and he's also that's probably only, I think he's only second competitive game that he's played in. For me, he's got a long road back to fitness. I think Foxy's right. We'll maybe see the best of him maybe in the next couple of months. Jimmy, what's your thoughts on Greshner? Quickly.
I think Grez as a player, I agree with the guys there that I don't think we've seen the best of him. He's not a full pre-season, obviously. I think he's going to be a star for us. Yeah. Boy, Jordan Jones is a cracking player, but for me, Grez is going to be a star for us. Maybe not this season so much, but definitely next season. Season.
Any thoughts on that, Stevie?
No, listen, we're no panic. No, the jury's still out on the boy. We've hardly seen him. We need to give him time. I'm just saying, it's just a wee thought. I was kind of talking to a boy in my work, and we were talking about it, and it was actually the boy who was saying to me, I actually think Jordan Jones might be a better player than that boy. He's an Irish Northern Irish international and whatever. And I says, well, I'm going to put that to the boys at night, see what they think. But me personally, I think the jury's still out on him.
Steve, what do you think of Jordan Jones then, Stevie? Do you like him?
Player. One thing you read in football these days is pace. He's got it in abundance, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he's getting quality to that pace, though. I think he's getting quality at the end of that pace, though. I mean, what's your thoughts?
No, well, again, I can't really answer that. I don't watch him week in, week out. But listen, it's one of the ones that could go either way. The boy Grez, and everybody's got high hopes, including myself, and I hope he does well, So far, so good with Stevie G, who he's brought in. The only one I would say kind of no made it is Big Sadiq, Reflect. I think he's going to be away in January, really, today, but that's my feelings on that. Anyway.
Just quickly before you go, just quickly, Stevie, who's impressed you in terms of the new signings, and who's impressed you the most? Also, we've brought in a lot of players in the close season there. Who's been sticking out for you in terms of the new acquisitions?
Mount, they've nearly unpressed me, to be honest. I can't believe we've came so far in a short space of time. But you've got to say our defence is, for last year to this year, but defence is night. The whole team's night and day for last year. We're starting to get a winning mentality about us again. Starting to put the fear into people again. That's Oz, a Rangers fight. A guy goes, wants to see a better. I mean, I can't believe I'm skipping out the Ibrox these days, dude. And I'm putting my clothes on with a boomerang and all. I'm a big fatty, you know what I mean?
I love it.
I'm happy days, man. Me and the Bear Cub go nuts giving out the Ibrox now, so...
Great place to be the new Stevie, isn't it? Great place to be.
The buzz is back, Brad. No, the buzz is back.
Absolutely.
Who's the wee man's favourite then? Who's the wee man's favourite now then?
Lamar. He just loves it. My wee man just doted on it. He plays for Drummy United, Lamar, and he'll be playing up front. He'll probably think he's every single Rangers player in that part, in his own wee mind. That's just the way we are out here in the Drum. Brought up with the ball at the feet and out and support the Rangers. That's it. So, JFK still there?
I'm still here, Steve. How you doing, pal?
Jimmy boy, I never seen you at the Diamond. You said you were going to come up for a small libation. No, I never seen you at all.
I went to the game. I've been apologise for my shouting and bawling. I'm not feeling too good last couple of days, guys. That's what I was doing last night. I was going to come up, Stevie, but I apologise for that. I'll maybe...
No problem at all.
Plenty of time,
Aye, the boys done all right. Aye, everything was all good, mate. And I let the boys walk. Remember, I was telling you they were £3 behind their dues. They get walking, aye. So that was that. But anyway, listen, lads, keep it going for the Rangers Bridge, man. Keep it going, old pal.
Go on yourself, Stevie boy.
Thanks
and well done
Stevie
tonight.
Boy. Cheers, mate.
And well done tonight, Mount, for being the captain, son. All right, over and out, boys.
Cheers,
JFK.
Cheers,
you pour yourself a wee vodka, mate. Sweat that flu out you. All right, old pal. I'll see you later on. Good night.
Right,
God
Stevie.
bless. All right.
Cheers,
Stevie.
Cheers, boys. Bye-bye.
Also, Stevie, he's talking about Greshner and we'll maybe impress with him. Steve, Jimmy, who's impressed you in terms of the new signings? I think Stevie had it in the head on me. I don't think, apart from Sadiq, we've no had success, but it's MD stood out night and day to you, mate, in terms of the new signings.
For me, Mount has got to be Ajaria.
Right.
I think he's been a revelation. You know, the other night there, some of his wee twists and turns and his wee dribbling that very big leg he's got. I think he's a fantastic player. And when he plays, we play. You know, and I think it'd be great if we could get him at the end of the season as a permanent signing. But we'll just need to wait and see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. Bridgeman, if anybody wants to get in contact with us, what's the phone number they can get us on?
Phone number's 0141 356 1972.
We test fee here, Jimmy. Where can they Skype in?
I'll jump in on that one for him.
Go for it,
because you can get in touch and Skype at rangersradio.online, and Foxy will look after you and bring you in. Okay.
Oh, definitely. I tell you the one signing that's made the biggest impression for me, Bridgeman. Alan McGregor. I think the guy pulls off world class saves for us. He's impressed me no end. Be interesting to see what the boys in the lobby think in terms of who's impressed them the most in terms of the new signings. But for me, it's been Alan McGregor. I think that's been some of the saves I've seen from him. It's been absolutely outstanding, Bridgeman.
Yeah, I think. Look, I hold my hand up. I was one of the ones that said there's some of the players that left us at the time, shall we say, in our hour of need, and went away, and they've made themselves a bigger name than they had when they were Rangers. More international renown, bigger wages, and played for, shall we say, more richer clubs and things like that. We brought Alan McGregor back, and I initially didn't want anybody to come back empty from there. But we brought Alan McGregor back, and as I said, I've always said, if they come to play for the Rangers, they'll get my support. And by goodness gracious, you're right. What a signing he's been. Absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Best signing our manager will make, our director of football. If he can sign MD better than him, he's going to be a marvellous signing. He's got to be a really good signing. So yes, Mount Vernon, great signing for us.
Oh, definitely. Foxy, MD impressed you, mate? Who's impressed you in terms of the new signings?
It's far easier for me, mate, to say who hasn't impressed me, and that's only Sadiq, mate.
Yeah.
Right for the signing of the manager and his backroom staff, through to probably our two main central defenders, and Connor Goldson and Katic. Arisic's impressed me. Arfield's impressed me. Ajaria's impressed me. Kent's impressed me. I don't know, and even Lafferty, I don't mean that disparagingly, but funny enough, but Lafferty, we knew what we were getting when he came. But also the improvement in players like Daniel Candias, mate, Taverner this season, everything's been impressive. We've had one really poor game, and that was at Parkhead, mate. The boys, I think, froze on the day. They'll not make that mistake again. And I think the whole setup's been totally impressive. And all the Rangers fans that I've met and spoke to are all the same mood, mate.
We still get Jimmy for Knightsford there?
Still here, mate.
I was asking, obviously, I don't know if I've asked yourself, but who's impressed you the most? Obviously, we've seen some of the boys in the lobby. I've seen Koulibaly. I know you've seen Ajira, but what's your thoughts on McGregor? I know I've not really heard your thoughts on him. What's your thoughts on McGregor?
I can understand what they're saying, but McGregor, I just, when McGregor come back, I didn't actually feel he was a new signing. You know, that might sound daft. You know, he never came into my head, Mount. It's just that, obviously, I mean, we go back to when Souness came out. I've seen this before, that he started for the back and worked his way forward, and that's what Stevie Gerrard's done. And to bring Alan McGregor in was a masterstroke with him, obviously. Probably one of the best signings aligned with. Obviously, I agree with it, all the guys. I mean, the only one that we can turn around and say that's no made it is Sadiq. And we've all spoken about that before. Everybody else has been performing well, but if the guys think Alan McGregor, I would go along with that in the context of Arfield, Kent, Ajaria, Koulibaly. We've got to say that they're all been great signings for us, and obviously the managers got a few gems out there still, and let's see what happens in the rest of the season, Mount.
Yeah, no, definitely. I tell you one thing, guys. See, I don't know. I know. big thing that impressed me on Wednesday's game was Andy Halliday as a captain. I thought he was absolutely outstanding for us, Foxy. Quality on the ball, leader by example. I mean, the change about in him from when you think about he was in a Rangers supporters club in Baku this time last season to where he is just now. The change in him has been absolutely gigantic, Foxy. What's your thoughts on Andy Halliday and the changes for the manager?
I think Andy's impressed me in a few games. Taking the game on Wednesday night, mate, for the first 10, I'm going to go 10 minutes. This is how you make a fool of yourself, right? And every pass for Andy Halliday was backwards. And I'm saying, for God's sake, try a forward pass. Just as I said that, mate, he knocked the boy at the top for middle. He run in and blast one into the net. But what's helped Andy Halliday, mate, is the quality of the players round about him, mate. They give him options. Andy, I don't know if it's under instructions or what, but he plays the simple ball all the time. And it's managed to give him a bit of confidence back in the side. And he has improved this season, like Tavernier, like Daniel Candeias. And good luck to Andy. And if I was picking my first teammate, if everybody would fit, I'm afraid Andy would be on the bench. But he'd be a reliable sub for me.
Jimmy, Halliday, one of your favourites? Which man?
I think Andy Halliday's come on.
Sorry, he's big man's doing his typing in the lobby, I think. Sorry.
No, I've just come back to my seat, pal.
Oh, no worries. Sorry, Jimmy, on you go.
Jimmy's dropped out. I think he's having trouble with his internet, mate.
Oh, is he? Right. Bishman, Halliday, great.
Well, can I just... I think, look, I'm the very first one to say I thought Andy Halliday was the player of the game. I thought he was the man of the match the other night there. And among 5 or 6 guys, I thought Andy Halliday outshone a lot of boys. And he's as Foxy said, for a short space of time, it looked as if every pass he was making was either sideways or backwards. And then all of a sudden he found a couple of lovely passes. And that's he started picking up second ball very, very well. And he looked really good. And I think all that was he's playing against guys he's just above their level. And that's my honest opinion. And he showed it. And he went out there and he strutted his stuff. And I thought he had a fantastic game for Rangers. I don't know if Andy Halliday is going to be our first team pick, but he's going to be a tremendous squad player for us. Absolutely. And the manager will trust, no matter what happens, he can put Andy in and Andy will give him a shift. Whether it's going to be available for the next, if we ever step up, then we'll get maybe a different ball game. But absolutely wonderful performance by him the other night. Wonderful stuff. And by the way, can I just say, I haven't said it yet, but the ones that have impressed me as our 2 centre-backs, Goldstone and Katic, have been absolutely outstanding as well for the most of the season. There's the Rock, McGregor and the 2 centre-backs, and build everything else around about them. And marvellous stuff.
You've been saying it for so many years on this platform, Bridgeman. Get the good goalkeeper, 2 good centre-halves and build for the area.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely.
I think.
And do you know what? Can I just say this to you? Forgive me for interrupting you.
No,
when you think about it, we got McGregor for nothing. Yeah, free transfer. We've got Ryan Jack. To me, the best defensive mid in the country, for my money anyway. We've got him for nothing. He came in as a, what do you call him, a Bosman, but one of these pre-contract ones.
Yeah.
And we've got 2 centre-backs that we paid money for. Wow. I don't know how much we paid, but my God almighty, is that not a lovely diamond at the back there? And then you've got Tavernier, who's blossoming into a great attacking fullback. Whether he'll be the best fullback in the whole world or no, I don't know. But obviously we could question marks about his defensive abilities. But there's no doubt in his performances and his influence in the team as he's going forward. And then you've now got the boy Barisic at left back. Wow. That's all I can say about him. Just wow. Fabulous.
I mean, that's what I'm saying in the lobby, and then guys like Jimmy and Stevie, coming up with their favourites, who signed. I mean, it's been a staggering start, Fox, really, considering, where we've came from. It's just a staggering quality now that we have in the team everywhere.
We're entertaining as well, which is a big plus as well. I think since the start of the competitive games, mate, in all competitions, we've scored something like 31 goals. I think we've had something like 11 or 12 different goal scorers in that period.
Yeah.
And the attacking play, mate, I just couldn't imagine this when we if we finished the end of last season, that we would have such pace and movement up front, especially for me anyway, for young boys. When you think of the age of Morelos, you think of the age of Kent, you think of the age of Middleton even, who's coming into the side, mate. And they're backed up with decent experienced pros like Daniel Candace and Grezda for me. I think things are looking great going forward.
I agree with you. I think that Candace is the most improved player in the Rangers squad. I think this season he's been outstanding in his position. He's showed his ability to run and runs all over the park, may I say, not just out in the right wing. But he controls the ball, he controls a lot of the defensive work. He runs, does a lot of covering work. I think he's been the most improved player we've seen at Ibrox in a long time. That's what I think. Superb player.
I think, as you said, I'm personally slightly disagree, but I couldn't really disagree too much, Bridgman. I just think Halliday's change and his quality, and I don't think Andy Halliday's attitude or commitment to our club has ever been questioned. But I just see him, back confidence, and it's amazing what a good quality coaching staff and quality players around can do for a young guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to just slightly change it up a wee bit, guys. Some of the points that some of the boys had raised just previously about the sort of stuff at Hampden and stuff, and I think it's something that, as a convener of a bus, a supporters bus, is I'm very, very passionate about. But the ticket arrangements for Hampden, I know we've been touching on it a couple of times, but Bridgman, I feel that let's be honest, we really should have a right good ticket allocation against this mob, because let's be honest, the last couple of semi-finals, we'd be lucky if they brought 10,000 with them that we're playing against. What's your thoughts on the ticketing situation with Hampden? Well,
I think the Aberdeen board and their manager have put their voices forward for getting 50-50, and I think Hearts have done the same thing. So we need to wait and see what happens there. You have to be Rangers, right? And we have to be honest. And if someone says they think they deserve it, then they have to justify that to the powers that be. And what we don't want to find is that 2 days before the final, they find out that they can't sell them all. You know what I mean? Aberdeen must be responsible, and very responsible, for these tickets. If they say they want 50-50, then 50-50 it'll be, if the authorities agree. But what they should be doing, they should be asking for the money. Because the last thing we need is this inconvenience. And yes, if you end up with 10,000 tickets somewhere there, actually Craig Levine's come out and said, no matter what happens, I want 50-50. And if we don't sell them, it's the SPFL's fault, because it's a Sunday night. The game's on a Sunday night. So again, there's good points. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a great fan of any of these managers. But the truth is, what they're saying is for their club and their team. So yes, if the SPFL, if they don't get this sorted, they'll get a hell of a shitstorm coming their way. All I know is I'll be quite, as you know, very proud of my Rangers background and all our Rangers fans. We will take and consume any amount of tickets that they want to give us to support the Rangers. We would fill Hampden on our own, that's for sure.
We'd fill Hampden twice, I think, sometimes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Foxy, I heard some of the boys talking about the way back on the Wednesday night when they heard the draw, and I think what they were trying to say was that, why not give them set of blocks of tickets to sell by a certain period of time, and then obviously if they don't get that sold by that certain period of time, that means the Rangers then can take it, because let's be honest, we'll take, as Brisbane says, we'll take anything really. We would take Hampden, we'd fill Hampden. We've just about filled Hampden before. What's your thoughts, mate, on the ticketing situation?
I agree with you. I feel sorry for a lot of the Rangers support. Doesn't matter what game, especially the away support, mate, who find it difficult to get tickets to travel all over Scotland. You need to remember, away back Division 3, we have been the highest I would say the highest attendance in Scottish football throughout, mate. Our fans are very loyal and they always turn up for games. The Hampden 50-50 for me is a farce. As I said earlier on, how big is the support when they travel to Ibrox? How big is the support when they travel to other grounds like Parkhead? Outside the semi-final when they can have a wee jolly day out and they're making excuses now that their fans will not travel. I'll ask you, Mount Vernon, as a bus convener, what time did you have to get up in the morning to travel to Aberdeen for a 12 o'clock or a 12:30 kick-off? How do you get there apart from bus day? A lot of boys use their own transport. How many travelling trains? Very, very few, mate. Their excuses are pathetic, mate.
If it's on a Sunday, you can't get there in time by public transport. That's a fact. You can't get there by public transport. Our bus for a 12 o'clock kick-off would be leaving probably no later than about 6:30, 7 o'clock. What you've got to contend with is police stoppages, potentially somewhere like Cumbernauld, just before Perth, Dundee, just after Dundee, Long Niddry, then potentially into Aberdeen, 4 or 5 stops. It's absolutely ridiculous, some of these comments that these people come away with. I mean, last season, for example, we had a 12 o'clock kick-off in Ross County. We still filled our allocation. We'd have to even more fans than we could have got the tickets for. In reality, guys, it's just small club mentality, tin pot mentality, I say, Brisbane.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. You know. But I'm no, as I say, I want Rangers to be kind of, in this case, a wee bit standoffish. A lot of stupid and crazy decisions appear to have been made. And I don't want Rangers now to get embroiled in any of this. I'm glad the manager's come out and said what he said today. I'm happy with that.
We'll maybe hear that after the tune.
The club's not made any statements or anything like that. And take my hat off to him for that. We don't want a Club 1872 to come out and make too much comment about it either. This is totally between Hearts, Aberdeen and the SPFL. We could sit in the sidelines because we're Glasgow clubs. I do disagree with the 2 games in the one day. I do disagree with that for both safety and inconvenience of everybody round about, shall we say, round about Hampden. It's bad enough with one game with 50,000 going through there. However, that's the way it is, and I don't want Rangers to get too involved in it or too embroiled in it. The Rangers fans will go and support. I just hope when it all happens, I hope for people like yourself there, Mount, with your buses, and all the other boys that go in their buses will get in their bus and go back to where they normally go for a pint and enjoy their afternoon, no matter what happens. We go back to where we come from, that type of thing. And that's the same for all the Rangers fans. I just wish and hope that they don't hang about the town too long, just in case they get embroiled. But some of the boys know these things will happen. They will do it, you know. Whether they get any trouble or anything, I don't know. But I'd rather they weren't there if it happened, you know.
Just a quick, we've just been joined again by Big Jimmy. How you doing, mate?
How you doing, guys? Sorry about that. I've been put a lime sip in my body there.
Oh, it's just a lime sip, I need.
A lime sip?
Lime sip, vodka and orange, there you go.
Oh my God almighty.
We back Calpol and vodka never went to
and
the
I'm
bad.
serious, by the
You ever tried
drugs drinking fruit, Jimmy. Drugs drinking fruit.
Well, in this case, drugs do work.
Listen, Jimmy, tell you, man, don't slag it. Calpol and vodka, don't whack it till you've tried it. Tell you, big man.
A bottle of red Eldorado, heat it up in a pan.
Oh, Eldorado, you dancer.
And you'll soon know if you're a bit cold or no. Come in the last couple of minutes, guys. I was listening to Mount Vernon there. I mean, as a man who helped run many buses over the years, it's a contentious issue for me in regarding the allocation of tickets at the Gers have always been good, and the logistics that we've had over the years now, and we got on with it. But all of a sudden now, because these 2 clubs have had to come up to Glasgow, you know my feelings on the 4 teams playing on the same day, but that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter, I only heard Craig Levine's thing today saying that something along the lines that, I mean, if we've got tickets left, then it's in the SPFL's heads and all that. And I dare say Aberdeen one will be the same. But I hope I think I just caught the end. I don't know if it was Bridge or Rudy come in and said there that Foxy said that no, they need to come out early and tell us if they've got tickets spare to give the fans a chance to go to the game, especially the Rangers fans. We're not born about what Hearts and them do, but for us, Aberdeen need to come out at a decent time and say, look, we can't sell these tickets. But all the moans and groans I've got, I was listening to him out there, and he's right, you know, up at 5 o'clock in the morning, when I ran a bus, you know, you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you're away to go and pick the bus up and all that carry on just to get up with Aberdeen and treat it like cattle on the way up with the Polis.
No, you've seen it there, Jimmy. It's touch your toes times at times when you get up to Dollyland, you know. But as I say, you know, as I said, Jimmy, I just think a practical nature. I mean, I'm going to say the word here, right? But don't laugh at me, guys. Please don't laugh at me. We really should have a bit of common sense here. I know we've not had much common sense up until now with these semi-finals, but a bit of common sense with ticketing. Bridgeman, is that too much to ask?
Well, obviously not.
You know, too much to ask.
No, obviously it's not too much to ask. The big difficulty is that everyone's hot at the moment with this argument and disputes that are going on, and that eats into any decisions that can be made. They have to make decisions, as Foxy was saying, and they have to make it a decent decision in a decent time. But the other two clubs, I'm talking about Hibs and Hearts, they may ask for the 50-50 and be allowed the 50-50, but might just be for badness. They might just know, let's say they don't sell 10,000 each. So in each game there's going to be 10,000 empty spaces, which could be taken up by the opposition teams or opposition team support. And they might do that for badness.
One of the things the guys
need to realise, to watch out for. Sorry, boys.
Some of these teams need to realise is that the two games are joined together and then split 4 ways. Jim?
I don't think that matters to them, to be honest, pal, at this point in time. I think this is such a political thing. They're making it political. They're making it everybody hates us, you know, not us, but themselves. Everybody's hating us. This SPFL needs to get a grip, and we didn't know anything about this, and blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be a kind of war, and if it ends up a war of attrition, and people like Levine coming out and saying, we want the tickets 50-50 split, and if we can't sell, if there's 10,000 tickets that we can't sell, we'll send them back to the SPFL and they can pay for them. We're not paying for them. Words to that effect.
There you go, Jimmy. What are you going to say there, mate?
I've just been told by my big boy, and some of the guys in the lobby and that, and on the radio, I've met my big boy. He's telling me he's dragging me to the game whether I like it or no. There you go.
Listen, Jimmy. There's a space on my bus at any time, team. There's a space on my bus at any time.
Is that wee boy that was with you last week?
I was that wee boy. That wee boy last week.
6 feet 19.
I was going to say 6'7". I heard.
Huge boy.
We're going. So anyway, we'll see what happens. The ticket situation at Mount Vernon is atrocious, and the fact is that these two clubs are going to again ask for a 50-50 split, which should never ever happen. And it'll be the devilment in them that they turn around and they don't sell the other 10,000-15,000 tickets. Levine's already put his tuppence worth in there and said that what if this happens? He knows that's going to happen. As stated here before, that Aberdeen on the day should get maybe a third allocation of what they bring forward. We should get the rest. But do you know, if they ask for 50-50 and the SPFL give them it, then that's an absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
Sound a little bit like Rudy there, my man. Sound a bit like Rudy there. Garbage. I'm going to just make a quick point. I know I'm going to make a quick point on the ticket whilst we're talking about it. Something very, very personal to me. Thomas Cook, guys, is our official travel partners now. I don't know if any of you guys have been any away trips this season. Jimmy, you'll know what I'm talking about here probably with the day trip. This company have they literally could not run a manage for us. They really couldn't. They've again cancelled the flights to Moscow. for the travelling Bears. So there's not going to be any day trips supplied to Moscow in October. November. On the 7th of November, there's not going to be any flights across to this. Guys, we heard at the start of the season there that this company is going to be announced, giving us the travel partners. To let you into a secret, they've put a flight on for Slovenia to Maribor and put a flight to Benidorm for Villarreal. Jimmy, this is, for me, it's not good enough as a fan. The club has entered into a deal with this mob. Not particularly happy. Get any thoughts yourself on this Thomas Cook debacle? I know probably we've been about supporters clubs. You'll know what I'm talking about here.
I've heard a couple of guys speak about this in the last few weeks now, and I didn't know it was as bad as what you're saying there, Mount. On a personal experience, I remember a way back, and I'm going back to the 70s, early 80s, when we used to deal with a company called ATMAs, and I think they were swallowed up by Thomas Cook. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, what do you expect? As soon as there's you can go to Russia for 49 quid, and that's tongue in cheek. As soon as it's a Rangers or any, then they start to put the prices up. But then when they decide that they're going to cancel the flights, day trips or whatever, then that's what they do. And why are Rangers not intervening in this? Have Rangers got a say in this? Do they have any say in it?
I'm not going to get in say names online, but I've spoken to people in the ticket office, and basically their take is that they are the independent travel providers. Now, what I said to that extent was, I can understand that things have to be viable. Absolutely, I do get that. If there's two people who've asked to go on the day trip, fair enough. But our support, Jimmy, two people, they can't put a flight on. They can't fill a plane. 200 bears that would go to Macedonia, 200 bears that would go to.
Yeah.
One big man, me and you both know this. That's not the case, and it's Bridgeman. For me, I'm no a fan of criticising the club here. I really am not. But for me, this isn't good enough for our supporters, our fantastic away travelling supporters. This isn't good enough that they've put 2 flights on for all the away games that we've had in Europe this season.
I have to say, I was like hip hip hooray when I heard that they were our flight companions, for a better word. They were our company that's going to look after the fans, and I thought that's really good because they've got good obviously flights all over the world. So I was happy for the Rangers fans there. But wait a wee minute, what's happening? When did you say that they've had 2 flights? Is that all they've had?
We've only had 2 flights. I put one
2
on
flights out of all these matches that we've been.
To put it into perspective as well, guys, Slovenia cost £600 in the day trip. £600 for the day trip to Slovenia, $400 for the Villarreal one. It's not good enough for me. But any quick thoughts?
Was there any excuse that what did Thomas Cook say about it? Does anyone know what they said?
Viability. That was what said.
Is that all they're saying? That's so what are they talking about? What size of planes are they? 200, 300 fans? 400 fans?
I would imagine 200 to 300, mate. I would imagine.
I'm quite sure it could fill them. No bother.
Yeah, just not good enough for me, Foxy. Any quick thoughts before the tune, mate, on this?
I think they had a legitimate excuse earlier on in the season when they cancelled or they couldn't supply the flights with the holiday traffic, mate, and most of the planes built up. But I don't see how they've got an excuse for this one. I mean, it's up to yourself. Just like the Aberdeen fans, I would just get an 18 into the tune, the subway, at the Ibrox, and a bus to the airport and see how I could go for there, mate. That's what I would do.
I know. Well, I'll pull share to the tunes, guys. If you don't mind going on mute, we're going to get the tunes and we're going to hear from our manager, Mr. Stephen Gerrard, MBE, after the tunes. So if you can go on mute till after the interview, guys, that'd be much appreciated.
There's a pub in Green Street where all good proddies you will meet. So come down here and together we'll have a jar. A A welcome there you will receive, so good that you won't want to leave. A fine wee pub is Saltcoats Mermaid Bar. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. We all support the Queen and Crown. The prices here are the best in town. The bar staff, they are one terrific crew. Everyone laughing, full of cheer. It's one tremendous atmosphere, singing to support the red, white and blue. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. It's nice to come to the Mermaid Bar when Rangers are playing at Ibrox Park. You'll forget your worries and all your cares, singing songs against the Thames before you watch the Rangers win. For everyone here supports the Teddy Bears. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. If you are up from Belfast town, Tyrone, Fermanagh or County Down, Armagh, Antrim or London, Derry shores, the Mermaid is the place for you, so come and have a drink or two. Next time in Saltcoats you'll want to come back for more. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all.
View on the League Cup semi-final, the fact that two games are played in the same venue on the one day?
Yeah, it's a bit of a unique situation. Unique circumstances, because ourselves and Celtic obviously still going in Europe, but in terms of having an opinion on it or adding to anything that's already getting said, then no, I've got nothing to say except that we're really looking forward to our game. We're first on the pitch, which is a bonus, and we're in for a very tough test against a good Aberdeen team. Good manager, we'll have them well drilled. So yeah, really exciting game for us and our fans. We can't wait for it.
Could you understand if you were second on the issues about the pitch, because Craig Levine today was
we haven't got that problem. We're first on the pitch, we haven't got that problem.
That would suit you if you had a choice?
I think it's a question you'd have to ask Craig Levine and Brendan Rodgers what their views are on it. I'm delighted we're first there, excited and can't wait for the semi-final.
I think you said it's a unique situation. Have you ever experienced anything like this in your career?
No.
Is it one thing that there's a lot of concern about it, but should maybe everyone put trust in the fans?
We've got Livingston on Sunday. Very important 3 points if you want to talk about Livingston.
It's a big thing.
I've told you, it's a unique situation. The word unique means that I've never been in this situation before. We're really looking forward to the semi-final, and we're playing Livingston on Sunday.
Have you experienced many artificial surfaces before? Is that unique?
I've experienced loads because I've played in the MLS. grew up playing on them when I was a young kid. Played on Kilmarnock's a few weeks back. Played on Ufa's pitch, which was plastic. So in a short space of time, we've had quite a bit of experience in terms of plastic surfaces, and it is what it is. It's not going to change on Sunday, so we have to face it and do our best on it.
How much are you relishing this? Because Livingston are a bit of a surprise package in the league this season.
They're going very well, yeah. Started the season very strong. Beat Hibs at home. Hibs are a good team. Gone to Hearts away, we're flying. Got a respectable 0-0. So yeah, I mean, we go in full of respect for Livingston. I know the manager well. Played against him, I know what he's about. We're in for a very tough game again, and it's a huge 3 points, and that's all I'm focused on at the moment. We're delighted to qualify in a cup through the week. Looking forward to that semi-final, and all our focus now is about Livingston.
How key is building momentum away from home this season?
Well, we're looking for our first win in the league. I think we've been unlucky in terms of, we've been very close to delivering the 3 points on the road. Certainly at Aberdeen, obviously conceding the late goal, and the same at Motherwell. But I felt our performance was maybe deserved our first win. It hasn't come. We have to accept that and do our best to make sure we try and take maximum points at the weekend.
Stephen, on Wednesday night, just at the end of your comments after the game, you made a remark at Umar Sadiq, asking him if he needs to improve. I just wonder if you could expand on that and just tell us a wee bit more about how you think he's settled in and why he's not perhaps featured more for you so far.
Well, competition for places is very tough all over the pitch, not just in the number 9 position. But he's got to fight. He's come in, he's a young boy. He's settled in well enough. I think everyone at Rangers has done everything they can. I think the fans have got behind them. But the reality is, there's no secrets in any position. You have to fight and show myself and the staff that you're worthy of game minutes. It can't just be given to you, not at a club like this. So it's over to Umar, the ball's in his court. He has the chance and the opportunity to impress all of us on a daily basis. You don't have to be a rocket science to work it out that he's going to have to improve if he is to earn some game time. Yeah.
So you've obviously got the dilemma coming up with the semi-final. This is a big opportunity over the next month for him to.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity, but just because he's one of the number 9s that we've got and 2 are not available, it doesn't mean he's going to play or feature. You'd have to earn the right.
Is it a work rate? Is that the sort of issue that perhaps he needs to improve on, his application on the pitch, off the pitch? Is that
everything?
Jordan Rossiter made his first appearance under you on a competitive game this season. How important is it to get him back up to full fitness? How important could he be for this side?
Well, we want every player healthy and as fit as possible. Jordan's had a frustrating start to the season. He was flying in pre-season, very consistent, and then he got a bit of an unlucky injury, if you like. It was a collision, and he come out with an injury, and then he got a bit of a niggle on the back of coming back from that. So he's desperate to get back. We're desperate to have him back because he's a good player when he's fit. At the moment now, for him, the challenge is can he get match fit and get in regular training sessions to get up to maximum speed. But to give him some game time the other day, I think was important for him. I think he done very well when he come on, but there's still he's probably still a couple of weeks behind in terms of being fully ready.
What does that say about his mental strength when you see him when he's had all those injury setbacks, that he's happy to go out there and get straight into challenges and doesn't even think twice about it? Yeah,
he's a brave lad, and obviously the worst part of being a player is injured and it can get you down and stuff, but he showed great mental toughness. He's got good support within the staff and around the training ground, and everyone wants it for Jordan, but no one wants it more than himself. And he loves playing football. I think he's very keen to show everyone that he is capable of repeating games, and that's when I think you'll see his form. But it's day by day. He needs to keep repeating training and try and force his way back in, because we've got a squad of maybe 23, 24 when everyone's fit and available, and it's going to be tough to get into the 11 and tough to get in the 18 for everyone.
Going back to Livingston, if I can, they known for their sort of direct style, their physical style. What have you made of them so far this season?
Well, I think obviously they have a different style than other teams. I think they're very good and strong at home. They're very used to the surface. they go direct at times, but they also try and win second balls and play when they get further up the pitch. They're obviously very strong on set pieces. They bombard your goal area with long throw-ins. But we respect that. That's their style, you know, and it's very effective for them and it's working very well. We have to try and control their strengths, do our best and match them all over the pitch. And then hopefully our quality will shine through in the game. I think the first goal is very important in this game.
You said you know Gary quite well. How do you think he's done so far in his job at Livingston?
Yeah, he's done great. You know, he's got Livingston right up there at the top of the league. As I say, he's you know, the style he's playing with the 3-5-2 is working, and the delivering points. You know, to go away to the team top of the league and get a 0-0 draw. Also beat a side of Hibs calibre at home 2-1. We can't go in there and think we can just turn up and win. It's going to be a very tough game. We're well aware of it.
You had a few young guys in the squad during the week. Over the next few weeks with the amount of games coming up, will you see more opportunities for these guys?
They have to earn it, and that starts today in today's training session. I don't, you know, I pick on what I see from week to week, and the best 11 players play, and the best back them up. That's the way it goes. So. They've done fantastically well, but it's about moving on from what you've done and worrying about what's coming up. So everyone has to push for places.
Can you see that in training, that players are relishing the competition they have?
They have to, really, because if they're not prepared to relish the competition and fight for places, it makes my decision very easy, and that's to leave them at home.
If you had to have another word with Alfredo just about discipline and, you know, seeing to watch the referees and things like that?
No, I'll take responsibility for it because I played them. So if anyone's to blame, it's me.
It's one of these difficult ones. He's such a guy who plays with emotion that he's always going to be in that edge that you can't then expect when things go against him. He sort of had a wee flare up.
He's the reason why we're in the semi-final. He scored a goal the other night. He got a hat-trick against Kilmarnock. We can praise him and love him and appreciate him being here, and then when he makes a mistake because he's a human being, we can lambast him in the press. My view hasn't changed on the player. I'm a big fan and I'm glad he's here. I'm delighted he signed a new deal. We'll try and get the job done without him in the last four. Obviously it becomes much more difficult with Lafferty cup tied and him not available, but we've still got good players and we'll have a game plan that hopefully will work on the day.
Nicola, how have you found the last couple of weeks? Obviously you missed out in Villarreal. Was that a big sort of blow for you, or obviously the manager said that you were feeling a bit sort of jaded around that as well?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Is that you do your translation again? Yeah. Was that a blow to miss out in Villarreal?
Sorry,
was that a disappointment to miss out in the game in Villarreal?
No. We had a lot of games. That's a manager's decision. I know he wanted the best for me. He gave me a big opportunity to play here. I'm really grateful for that. I played, 70 years since I come, 70 games since I come here. So that's like some reward for me to give me a rest. And I say again, I'm really grateful for him because he gave me a really good opportunity to play with these really good teammates and in such a big club.
How much has the competition raised since Gareth and Joe came into the squad?
It's a big competition in every position in the team. If I'm not playing in the future, it's only my fault because we have a lot of players in each position, so you need to work hard to give everything, every training, every game, if you want to be in the first 11 or first 18.
It could be quite a physical battle against Livingston on Sunday. Is that the type of game you look forward to?
I think every game in Scotland is the same. It's really a really strong style of football, long balls, really strong tackles. But we'll prepare for that. We are looking for our style. We know our advantages and their disadvantages, so we'll try to keep this good shape and try to win 3 points there.
Well back.
Bad indeed,
excellent.
Mate.
Excellent.
Yes,
well
mate.
done, Foxy.
Yep.
That was good.
Yep. How good is he, Bridgeman? He is a smooth operator, isn't he? He's a very
well.
What do you say about him?
You know, Mount. I'm one of the ones that stood up there, put my hand up, and shouted, "I wanted a big name. Just get us a big name, and we'll see the difference. See what happens." And I don't think we're gonna get a bigger name than what one we've got. And my goodness gracious, how is he turning it? Fantastic! Just see when it just pushed him offside altogether, didn't it? Why do people want to challenge him and keep going on with the same questions in a slightly different way, or read it for a different bit of paper? Just mental. The manager's brilliant. He's got them. Just bat them away. Just hit the bat.
Jimmy, it's good to see our manager educating our Scottish journalist and the vocabulary about the word unique. It's very interesting. Our manager's superb.
Have you ever heard anything like that before?
No, of course. Of course, Mount. I mean, he conducts himself brilliantly, especially for these people. You know, he's come out there and he's defended Fred, right, and rightly so, because he's already stated that he thought, in his eyes, and all us sitting there watching it that night, that it was a foul against Fred, and it was a foul that the other player should have been booked for. No Fred. No, and that was it. On the night we're all sitting there. Why was Fred booked? We can get into all the petulance he's got. But Stevie G's come across here the day again, and he's why he speaks about his team, the way he speaks about Rangers, and they're always in there trying to get that wee bit in to try and try to let him slip up, make a mistake. He's not going to do that. His comment is that Fred Goat is there.
He did, mate.
Of course he did. So he's only telling them something that they already know, but they don't want to know that. Mount. What they want to do is they want to dig dirt. Look, we'll deal with Fred on the day of the semi-finals not being there, right? But for me, I'm not going to chastise him. We've all spoken about it here on Rangers Radio. His petulance is there for everybody to see, but I wouldn't do without him. No, so that's what Stevie G's telling everybody. We wouldn't do without him, because we wouldn't be in this position if it hadn't been for his goals. So, I mean, he comes across as a fantastic man in words. And as just what Brad said there, we couldn't get a bigger manager if we'd asked for one. And I'm really, really proud to say that Stevie G is your manager.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Foxy, just absolute class from our manager as usual. He's dealing with absolute idiots and I think Sheila McLaren's in there as well, which probably best not to say anything about her, but you know what I mean.
Aye, the manager's very good at controlling the press. I think we see that in every one of his interviews. But I'm glad we finally found out what was the matter with Jordan Rossiter, mate. He's flying in training. Maybe it's the landings that's causing so much trouble to him and starting to cause the injuries.
That's below the belt there, Foxy.
And if he keeps his foot in the ground, that'll do us a bit better. But he's a terrific young player. He said bad luck with injuries. I think Masty's had keyed up on Jordan Rossiter. But I think all the support feel the same way about him. If only we could get him fit enough to maybe get a string of games together, we could really see the potential of Jordan Rossiter. Such a shame. On the bit with Alfredo Morelos, I do believe that the coaching staff are to blame for his petulant outbursts. The boy doesn't speak English. He just states an awful lot. I think if maybe the management staff could learn him maybe a few words of English, where he could remonstrate with his body, but maybe say, please, ref, can I have some protection in this game? Because as far as I see him, when I read him, the only word he knows starts with F and ends in K. And he's picked that up in the dressing room, obviously. But apart from that...
Foxy, just to clarify a couple of things. Young Alfredo's English isn't as bad as everybody thinks. Like, that's a fact. He's getting there. He is getting there. I know that I heard that firsthand. I think what we have to do is it brings up two questions, but I'll go with the first one. I quickly jotted down. Alfredo Morelos, does he need protection from the referees, or do we, as a team or a managing structure, do we need to protect him from the referees? What I'm trying to make is that, is he maybe just getting too petulant with these guys, or is he needing a lot of protection? Because
it's the media, mate.
Of course it is, mate. It's an agenda. It's a driven agenda, Jimmy. But the point I'm trying to make is, do you think we need to get Alfredo away from the situation, regardless of what's happening, or do we think that we maybe with managers' press conferences, you see it across the city with the tranny man, try to create the narrative? Do you think maybe our manager has to come out and say, look, Alfredo needs more protection, needs more protection from the referees? Look at the challenge. One thing that the media never commented on was the challenge. So me personally, the only debate was whether it was a yellow or a red card, Jimmy.
Aye, I understand what you're saying there, but it's media driven, Mount, right? Mm-hmm. And should the manager come out and say, maybe he should come out and say we need more protection, but that's not a Rangers thing. We don't need to go in there. I know. Super Suna said that no one likes us, we don't care, and we all know that. But I think if you take that petulance out of Alfredo's game, then he's not the player that we all want him to be, and we all know he can be. To gain protection, we should be getting protection. But what's it going to take to get protection? Is it going to be taken for him to end up somewhere where we don't want him to end up? Because I'm not going to use what could happen. But the man there who likes to mess about with the trannies and all that, he's got a cheek. He's coming out every other week and saying about his players need this protection, and he's naming the player. Should Stevie G do the same? I really don't know, Mount, if that should happen. Because as soon as he does that, then it looks as if that Rangers have got an agenda. And that's always going to be the same when the establishment club's in charge. They're going to try and make sure that we are setting an agenda. And we certainly know. We just get about our business and do what we'll go today. And Stevie G's comments today were absolutely fantastic.
No, absolutely. Brisbane, do you think we need a wee bit more protection? Or do you think it's maybe his petulance from the referees?
Well, I answered this question quite a while ago because I thought he was getting a wee bit stick, but more from the players than from the referees, shall I say. I think the referees find him an easy target, and so and the players do as well. And if there's any issues anywhere on the pitch, invariably the radio / television mob will point directly to, I bet you Alfredo Morelos is involved in it. Morelos kicked out, Morelos this, Morelos that. That's all they can do because of their dislike, and he's the easy target for everybody. And maybe Rangers can do a bit more. But I have to say, I hope what you said is right, that he's not as bad, his English isn't as bad. Or
my understanding, Bridgeman, his English is getting there. I had the pleasure of welcoming the team back to Glasgow Airport again in the UEFA game, and he was well able to understand and converse with the fans, and he was. I'll be honest as well. Alfredo's probably spent the best part of half an hour in Glasgow Airport arrivals conversing with the fans in English. So as far as I can see, he's okay to he's English, Bridgeman.
Well, I wonder, just for saying sake, in the pressers, I wonder if it would be a good idea for, not necessarily at this early stage of the season, but at some point, make sure that Rangers are confident enough that he can, shall we say, just like on Gresda and before him, Big Katic, they've came out, and Katic doesn't get as good English as Gresda, but they both of them kind of struggle a wee bit. I would really like to hear Morelos in front of the camera, along with the presser, with the manager, just to see what happens, And then he starts to introduces himself to the press, and he'll maybe get an easier time of it, not because of he's crawling or anything like that, but because then they'll understand if he wants to say something, he'll say it. Simple as that. But I do think he's an easy target for other players because the referees have got, as soon as it really and truly, he's like one of these guys. If the bookies opened a book on who's going to get booked first, he'd probably have Morelos as a hot favourite most times, simply because the referees are waiting for him.
We've been joined, I think, by Blue Shadow.
Oh, Shadow, how you doing?
I couldn't let Mount Vernon down there and no phone in. I know he'd miss me if I didn't phone in.
Oh, you did miss me in the lobby, Blue Shadow.
I don't know about that. Well, just give you your standard greeting there. Just sort of
every time I come on this show, there's a picture of that old man in a chair, and don't call him Mount Vernon. He's the Reverend, or the Rev, as you like to call me.
That's it, the Rev. That's it, Rev. I wasn't going to actually mention this, you see.
Oh, I'm right. Right.
In fact, I've got proof. I've got it in writing on Skype with somebody else. So I wasn't going to mention it because it makes you paranoid as hell.
How you doing, big man? How you doing?
Anyway, fine, mate. Absolutely fantastic.
Good.
Loving the new Luke Rangers,
Oh, it's brilliant, eh? Brilliant.
It's fantastic, mate. Fantastic. And I just love the way the manager there is putting up with none other nonsense. It's like, no, I'm not talking about that. We're here to talk about football. I'm not here to talk about this rubbish that you talk about. So, we've just needed somebody like that for a while as well. But they'll get used to the ideal and they'll stop this nonsense now, hopefully.
Obviously, you were, when you came on in one of summer, you were saying, obviously, you were, I think you were a Ronald de Boer man. Am I right in saying that?
No, it was Giovanni Van Bronckhorst.
Sorry, beg pardon, Gio. What's your thoughts on Stevie Gerrard so far?
Oh, he's done a fantastic job. No arguments at all. I was totally right. He's done a great job since he's come in. And in fact, I would say it's not just him that's done a great job. He's been a smart enough laddie to realise his shortcomings, and he's brought a team in behind him as well to fill the gaps. And I think that's even gone right down to this new Macaulay, the Irish centre back that we signed for me. He realises there's a wee bit of shortness in his team perhaps there, because although both himself and Gary McAllister were extremely talented and cultured midfielders, and with probably Gerrard being the more attacking of the two, that he does lack perhaps a bit of experience in the back. I think that's part of the reason he brought Macaulay in as well.
Happy Bear then? Happy Bear?
Absolutely delighted, mate. Apart from this, as I say, I mean, I totally agree with yourself. This absolute nonsense about having the two semi-finals on the same day in Glasgow. Surprisingly, I'm sure Fox will be absolutely surprised to realise that I disagree with him for once. You're going to have four sets of fans, and does anybody honestly believe that the first two sets of fans are going to be out the centre of Glasgow by the time that the rest arrive to go to the pubs before they head off to the game up at Mount Florida? I don't think so. Oh, that's great. You're noticing this from Butterbean. I think that's absolutely disgraceful myself in the lobby there.
Listen. What can I say? No, I just think it's a recipe for carnage. Big man, I really do. It's just a recipe for carnage, and I just think it's some Scottish football up, Blue. I really do. I just think it sums them up in one decision,
Yeah, I mean, this is to me, it's a classic. I mean, for me, the fans groups like Club 1872 and whoever else we can get involved in it should lay into the SPFL and put on as much pressure as they can so the club can keep their powder dry, and we should use this to get right in about them and say, you're bloody useless, get out, and let people in who can actually run this game properly, for me.
I was asking the boys earlier, Blue, most impressive signing for you?
Oh, it's tough. I mean,
it's hard. It's a hard question. That lobby's get. Koulibaly, Ejira.
I was really, really surprised earlier when Bridgman chose the two centre backs.
Wasn't he shocked there, was it?
And I must admit, there's a little bit.
No, I did not, Shadow. I picked Alan McGregor.
No, you didn't. You said the two centre offs.
No. But the best signing we've had is Alan McGregor. I'm very impressed with the signings of the two centre halves and Jack. Remember, I was saying it to McGregor we've got nothing.
He said siding, singular. No half a dozen.
No, we'd gone on to, we'd moved on a wee bit. We'd said at the time who we were impressed with. And well, that's what we were speaking about.
Okay.
And the best signing we had for sure is Alan McGregor. He's been the most successful signing we've had. Much to my chagrin, I didn't want him to come back, but he's here, and I love it. I love the fact that he's here, and he's great. But I'm very impressed. Further on in the conversation, I came back in and I said, I'm very impressed with the two centre backs, and that's where you've picked up on that, Shadow.
Okay.
Right.
Right, Blue, get yourself off the fence and get the skills at your backside. Right, who's your favourite?
I've got to admit, and there's a bit of same bias that Bridgman's got with his centre backs is Koulibaly. It's when he is just he didn't. A lot of people think he didn't play too well in the last game that he played, but for me, it was the fact is they were playing around him. They were playing around him to not let him get the tackle in for me, and that's why he was running around like a headless chicken, because he just didn't want to play, and he was doing a lot of work covering for people. But so perhaps it's debatable whether that was the case or whether it was he wasn't perhaps on 100%. But everybody had an off game, and I think it was noticeable from the time out when he was injured. We were not struggling, but just not playing quite so well as we were when he was in the team. So for me, the other question in the last show, who would be your top midfield? For me, it's Jack, Koulibaly, and now Arfield's come on to his game. It would be Arfield for me. I know Ejaria had a good game, and I said it when he came in, it'll take at least half a dozen games for him to get up to speed, and it's taken a wee bit longer than that, but we're starting to get a bit more out of Ejaria. But he played against St Johnstone, not Villarreal. No,
definitely. I know Stevie came on and also mentioned to the panel about the boy Gresh. I'm with Fox and Bridgman and Jimmy as well. Thought he was very, very impressive. What's your thoughts on the boy Greshna?
I don't think we've seen enough to tell me. I've seen some, from what I've seen of him, I've seen some nice touches. Nothing too stunning. But I've seen some of the stuff. The guy's got pace. He's got a good touch. As I think somebody else said, like the other night, I can see, now we've got a shortage up in the League Cup final. If Gerrard can get him up to speed, we might see him up front, and with perhaps the other guy on the bench from the under-20s, whose name is totally escaping me at the minute. Andy Dallas.
Yeah.
I think he might come up from the under-20s onto the bench.
Yeah, no, definitely. I tell you one thing, Bridgman, I'm absolutely can't wait for Sunday to come, with the Livingston game. These games are coming thick and fast, but I tell you, the excitement level, you still on the ceiling? Has Mrs. Bridgman managed to get you down to the ceiling yet?
I'm buzzing. I've been buzzing all season, and it's, I make that I don't know why I do it, but every other day I'm making that comparison of, standing outside Ibrox trying to get the first set of season tickets when we managed to become, shall we say, when we get taken over by Green and Company, and we're all standing there 6.5, 7 hours, 2 days in a row. Just amazing stuff for the Rangers fans, just amazing stuff. So I remember those very tough times, and obviously I vowed I would never go away and travel away from Ibrox, to away games, and every game. And I remember I was away on holiday and we were playing down in Annan, and I phoned my brother and he says, we drew nothing each. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And we lost at Stirling Albion. Remember those stupid days, and they never even a manager, and we lost. Just shocking stuff, So these are the days I look back to, and now I look to ourselves now, and yes, the buzz is there, and it's there. This man Gerrard is bringing life back into Glasgow Rangers, and he's doing it well, and so proud. He looks very proud, and I'm very proud to have him there. And what a team he's building. What a good squad. It's a sin and pity that a lot of the better players that we've got are actually loan players. So it's a huge influence they've got on us, or they will have. But then I think back and think to myself, these boys couldn't even get a game for their own teams, They've come up to Rangers here and they're playing every other week. They're playing in front of something like anywhere above 48, 49, maybe 50,000 people. It's just, what a difference. What a difference. And they're responding. It's just wonderful for them and for us fans. I'm buzzing. You're right, I'm buzzing.
Definitely. The only thing I'm slightly concerned about, I think the manager raised the point, Jimmy, about this artificial pitch. I've heard a few horror stories with this one, and this is a particular bad one, Jimmy.
I mean,
what's your thoughts, mate?
I've said to the guys before on here, Mount, in the last few weeks, they should never be entertained for what we'll call here elite football, obviously, because the Premiership. But the Livingston one is probably one of the worst gone. Really, one of the worst gone. You know, it's supposed to be better than Hamilton Accies and better than Kilmarnock's. But what is better about artificial pitches? Nothing. You know, and that will determine what players at CBG puts out, because we know that on a day-to-day basis that the players are going through a lot of rigours on their bodies. So who's got bad knees? Who's got bad ankles? You know, who can run in that kind of surface? Because it isn't a surface. It's artificial, Mount. You know, what kind of players are we going to put out there? Who are maybe going to have got a niggling injury they knew, and it might make it worse for the European game on the Thursday, and then coming into the Hearts game and the Sunday. So he needs to be really wary of what type of players he plays. But
Jimmy, I heard your comments. I was the reason I asked you first was your comments after the Jamie Murphy injury. It stuck with me, Jimmy, in the archives. That you know your passion about the fact that you were saying top flight football just shouldn't have this thing. And what I'm scared is our elite athletes who we pay a lot of money for, one of them could get injured on Sunday. I've got the fear, so I have, Jimmy.
Aye, definitely. Look, Mount, we've all played five-a-side football to some extent, and we know that these type of surfaces are dangerous. But hey ho, we go and do it with a bevy in us, or no a bevy, or try and compete. But look, these guys are playing on a carpet. That's basically what it is. It's not a carpet of grass. It's an artificial carpet, right? It's no anything that you can. The true bounce is no there. You can see the way players are trying to run to try and get the ball. Never mind run with the ball. Their tackles are so mistimed. It's unbelievable. So it should never happen. I mean, if let's hope it's a big if, that any of our players get injured on Sunday, that could be to a big cost for us in the next 2 or 3 games. Look what's happened to Jamie Murphy. Goodness, he's lost the season. Can we afford to have any other players like that? No, we can't. No, we can't. And it should be banned. Banned completely. It should be all right for recreational football, for anyone that wants to go and play it. But for professional football, it should be thrown out 100%.
Can I ask a question, Jimmy? It's as I understand it, Livingston had a grass pitch last season. Did they have to apply to the SFA to change it before they came up into the Premiership, or the SPFL for that matter?
They didn't, no.
I don't think there's any mechanism, please please correct me, guys, if I don't believe there's any mechanism to change a pitch. I think it's going to be the start and end of every season. I believe I think the same surface is going to be played to the season, Jimmy, please, if I'm wrong.
No, you're 100%, Mount. You're right what you say. Under the regulations, for what I saw, because I was saying, why have they done that? And it's because of the facilities that they can offer to the community, and Livingston decided to do that. And all they need to do is make sure that what they put down is compatible to what UEFA and the SPA, SFA and SPFL want me to put it down, but it's 3G or 4G. I don't know exactly what it is, 3G or 4G. But as long as it's sufficient and meets the requirements of what they say for an artificial surface, they can go and do it. And that's what they've done. And they think, okay, we'll play in this surface, but they're playing me. I know Livingston are sitting 3rd or 4th in the league now, but it's bricklayers football. You know, to me, you know, I want my Rangers team to go out there and perform, not having to get clubbed not only with the team that they're playing against, but the park as well. It's a shocking decision.
As you said, Jimmy, they're third in the league. Do you think this was part of the reason they put it down? I think this benefits the community is a load of rubbish for me.
Of course it is, Blue. Right, of course it is. That's what they've done it for. Right, because it gives them that wee bit of 60-40 chance of winning on the day. Or getting
The other thing, guys, as well, is they don't have the cost of the grounds, the groundsman, to factor in either. I mean, Bridgeman, I know you've been uber critical of these things. I mean, do you see it affecting us on Sunday, or do you think their quality will shine through on Sunday?
Well, I think hope is the big word. I think that's what Jimmy's emphasising as well. Let's hope that none of our players get sort of badly affected by it. I hope we can play our football. I hope the weather's good for a start, and the weather suits us, so that we can actually play, because we play quite fast football in an artificial pitch. You can play fast football, and providing we know what we're doing, we shouldn't have a big problem. But obviously, they know the pitch better than anyone else, and we're always wary of any decent professional who doesn't play every home game or train on an artificial pitch is going to be in some sort of danger if he doesn't know what he's doing. Shall we say? Might be unfortunate. So hopefully nothing's going to happen, and Rangers are going to go out there and mollocate them 1-0 at least. It'll do me fine. But I agree with Jimmy, and I do sincerely think that there is no place for these pitches in professional football, top level professional football. Well, all we're doing is we're demeaning our game. We are demeaning our game. These clubs, if they can't afford to be in the league, then they need to do something else to get these pitches out. If they need that much money that they have to be professional and to play in the top league, then their prize money they're getting is not enough. Now, the authorities must come in and get that changed to make sure does it fit in somewhere along the line. They have to get the cash to get grass pitches down the same standard as everybody else. That's what I say.
What are Rangers Radio's grass expert talks? Artificial pitches.
I don't know why.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
I've no idea why we're moaning about the park. We've known about it since the start of the season. We've got an artificial pitch up at the Hummel Training Centre. I'm quite sure our players have trained on it since Wednesday. And the pitch will not be an excuse tomorrow. Livingston are playing well, and we need to beat them. They're not in a false position. They've played well away from home on grass parts as well and got some decent results. So I don't think the pitch will be any sort of problem for Rangers. On the day, you'll need to batter down a kind of solid 3-5-2, I think they play. 5 strong across the middle, and they condense the game in there. And we just need to be on our game, and we'll beat them comfortably. The pitch will not be a problem, mate.
No, it's not the pitch being the problem, and for our game, I think they were also reflecting back on Murphy being injured, and a number of players, of Rangers players, have been injured playing on these plastic surfaces. So I think that's one of the points they're making. What do you think of that?
That's down to the players, mate. The players are professional as well. They know what they can and can't do on artificial surfaces, like trying 2 quick turns, etc. Jamie Murphy was an accident that happened. That could have happened on a grass park as well, mate. Injuries occur in the game of football. I don't know whether I don't see big kick-ups with other teams saying that their players are getting badly injured on this part. I think it's just another made-up problem. We'll need to be good enough to beat them, and that's all we fans need to go.
I can't disagree with you there. That's obviously what we want to be. I just think that somewhere along the line, there's been quite a lot of, not just that our players are getting, injuries to our players are being highlighted simply because of who we are. If it was a player playing for, I don't know, for some Dunfermline or something like that, nobody would bother. Get injured, they get injured. That's all it is.
Bridge, we've had more players injured on a grass part this season than we'll all have on an artificial surface.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you.
Guys, we're looking at. I'm just looking at here. Obviously, we heard it in the manager's press conference that Livingston are a pretty physical side. Obviously, 3-5-2 would mean quite a physical side as well. Well, Shadow, how important is the referee protecting our quality players and our ball playing players on Sunday? How important is that going to be for you?
To me, I'm sorry, but it's just a wasted question because it's not going to happen.
No.
It's simple. The fact is that, I mean, if you look at, and perhaps last week's referee is the classic example. He never actually bothers getting into players, and striking. And the worst thing for me in terms of refereeing is our referees do not even communicate with the players. They don't, like, for example, pull a player aside, call across their captain and say, right, I'm not booking you this time. I says, but the next one goes in the book, or if it's bad enough, he's going straight off the pitch. Now go back to your players, get them to help, and it's enough of it. Stuff like that, like they used to do. And you hear, for example, say another sport, you hear the referees in rugby, they're chatting to the players all the time. It's like, don't get yourself offside, don't do this, don't do. That's the sort of thing they should be talking, not perhaps as much as that. It's a different game where they need to, make clear in great detail what's wrong. The players know what's wrong, but if they communicate it to them, then that would be a hell of a lot better, because we're just getting none of that at the minute. And as I say, nothing's done until it's too late, and then they're throwing cards about like confetti, trying to, shut the door after the bloody horse is bolted. For me,
Jimmy, how important is the referee protecting their players on Sunday?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I can kind of disagree with what Blue was saying there. The game against United the other night there, we're sitting there, we're watching, and we're thinking, he was quite happy and content, the referee, to have a wee conversation with their United players about their tackles. But some of the tackles were horrendous, but as soon as Alfredo makes a wee comment, the tackle especially on Ryan Kent was a disgraceful tackle, and the referee had a wee chin wag with him and blah blah. We don't get the protection. It's not just because we're Rangers, but we don't get the protection ever. Well, look, this season I just think, wait a minute, that was a tackle, fine. But you need to book him for it. Am I not getting that protection? I think that come this week, I disagree with some of the things that Foxy was saying there. I know we've had horrendous injuries in grass as well, but the artificial surface compounds the tackle, makes the turning of the ball harder, chipping the ball out. No, it's a horrible surface to play on. I've said this for weeks. I think it's Hamilton's, or it might even be Livingston's. See when they're kicking the ball, it's like black water, black snow comes up all the time. That's not where it's. That's not where it. That's all the wee seedy things that come up. Pellets. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. No. We should be protected on Sunday, but you know something? We will only be. We will only be. It'll not happen. The referees don't converse now. The Tiny Whartons of the world are all gone now. They would tell a player he was wrong to put that in, but it happens with us all the time. We're not going to get the protection. Let's make sure that we perform on Sunday. Put the game out of sight in the first half and try and rest some players in the second half for the big game on Thursday.
Bridgeman, I know this is your bugbear, but what's your thoughts, mate, on the referee ahead of Sunday's game?
Well, I hope he's strong. Let's put it that way. Number one, I hope he's strong, because when you're playing against a 3-5-2, it can be quite tough. Everybody hears me. I love the 3-5-2. I think it's the best, simply because you get a lot of bodies in the midfield fighting for the ball to pick up second, third ball. But it's really tough to play against five in the midfield. If you have not got five, it's really, really tough. And on a pitch that they know, the referee's got to watch whatever's going on in the midfield, because people can get easily knocked over stamped on and things like that. Dead easy, because there's so many people in it. So we need to watch out. The referee's got to have a good grip on the game along with his linesmen, and Rangers should, if they can manage to keep away from trouble, should be able to stroll through this game and playing their football. And if they can play their football successfully, we should have the beating of Livingston. Other than that, you're going to end up in a battle, and it's a true battle. We should still come out of that because we're a better team in all probability, I think. But we shouldn't allow ourselves to be bullied. We should let ourselves play football, grab the ball, get players in there that can grab the ball and play football, and we should make it good for ourselves.
Yeah. Foxy, I don't think the manager updated on any injuries, but I'd imagine, do you see much changes happening for Sunday? I mean, I think we'll probably see Connor Coulson coming back in, Alan McGregor coming back in. Do you see any sort of change-ups for the manager ahead of Sunday's game?
Oh, there will be changes. There's always changes, mate.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a very strong defence, or as strong as we can possibly make it.
Yeah.
They play a very direct game, Livingston. People good in the air at the back are vitally important.
Yeah.
You know, and as for the referees, mate, you don't see referees conversing with MD now. The game's changed since the Tiny Wharton days, where it was slower and referees did have a bit of time. Now the pace of the game is rapid, mate. Referees don't attempt to get into conversations with people because the game, if they're busy talking to players, mate, the game's a way up the park and they miss half of it. The referees are just poor. We know they're poor. It's like the poor part we'll play on probably on Sunday.
Yeah.
We've just got to get on with it and keep winning games, and I think we will on Sunday.
Can I come in there?
Oh, you go, Blue.
I mean, I'm sorry to disagree again with you folks, but pace
That's
of the game...
not unusual, is it?
I know, I know, yeah. I do my best, but some of those some of those rugby guys are like blooming Olympic sprinters. They move at a hell of a pace. It's a matter of when there's a dead ball situation, you just don't let them take the free kick until such times as you sorted out what you need to get sorted out. And that's the time you do the communication bit. And that's another bit is these bloody pitches. As I said, there's a whole big difference. These guys play on this pitch week in, week out at a competitive level. There's a big difference between that and playing on a training game type at sorry, what's it again? The Hummel Training Centre during the week for me, mate. Sorry, I think there's a big difference in that.
We can't make a big fuss about it, mate. We've known since the start of the season what parts are going to be artificial. Stephen Gerrard mentioned the UEFA game, which was also an artificial subject, parts. Yep, and nobody complained before the UEFA game. But because it's Livingston.
I think
that's the way it is. And you've just got to handle what's put in front of you. Yeah. We all need to stop making excuses about parts. Celtic have tried it about playing after us, and that's this so-called Murder Sunday that's coming up.
It's just Royale.
The whole point of that is you've had Brendan Rodgers and Craig Levein practically moaning about that surface will be better than most surfaces in Scotland, even after a game before it.
It's just more, for me, it's just more SPFL incompetency, because there should be a process in mind. If you want to come into the SPFL and you want to change from a grass pitch on an artificial surface, A, it shouldn't be allowed, and B, you should have to apply when it meets your application. When you apply to come into the SPFL Premier Division, you should have to meet a set criteria and apply to join the SPFL. That needs to be put in place for me.
Right, guys.
Sounds like wisdom, that.
Well, it does, I know. Bit of common sense on Rangers Radio. Bizman, we bit of debate here for the guys over the weekend. I think I can see Kyle Lafferty starting on Sunday for me. Maybe Keane with Alfie a rest for the big game on Thursday. What's your thoughts? Who would you go for up front?
I'd definitely go for Lafferty.
Yeah,
for Sunday. Definitely.
Bit of physicality at the back, perhaps, for set pieces.
Well, I think he's. I don't know how big these guys are, but it's going to be a rough and tumble game. And as I've said earlier, I think, look, he'll probably come on in the second half and they'll probably end up playing 2 up front anyway. But I think that Lafferty should be one of the ones up front, most assuredly, because he's a big fella, he takes a lot of rumbling, dumbling, 6'3", 6'4", It's a big unit, they call it, a big unit to shift, so.
Jimmy, Faith Knightswood, who you put up front if you were the manager?
Can I give you my team?
Go for it, mate. Just quickly.
It's obviously McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Katic, Big Barisic, Arfield, Koulibaly, and I would play Middleton, Kent, Lafferty and Candace.
Sounds a good team to me, mate. Sounds a good team to me. Blue Shadow. Who are you thinking for up front?
Oh, it's a tough one. That is sort of, as I say, it depends what the instructions, and I think it'll totally depend on what the fitness man says. If Alfredo's carrying a knock or if Kyle's carrying a lock, then obviously the other one will play. But if both are fit and there isn't anything to choose between them, I'd probably go for Alfredo because he's just got more physicality up against the likes of Halkett and whatnot.
Foxy, just quickly, mate. Who are you going for up front?
I don't think there's any debate. Morelos, mate. He's our top goal scorer. I think he's on 8 goals in all competitions. Had 2 other good goals chopped off when they were legitimate goals. He provides assists. His all-round game's improved under Steven Gerrard. He's laying off of the ball and some of his wee touches are exquisite. Morelos all day.
Unfortunately, guys, we've reached that time of the evening. We got a show on Sunday, Foxy. We got something going on Sunday, the guys.
Yep, there'll be a pre-match show and an after show as normal on Sunday, mate.
Brilliant. Listen, I would just like to take the time to thank Jimmy for Knightswood, Stevie for phoning in, my old mate Blue Shadow for phoning in. Can I get a quick shout for Jimmy, please? You got a quick shout there, Jimmy?
Jimmy's gone.
Where's he going? Blue, quick shout for you, mate.
Well, it's whatever. I think regardless of whether there's this pitch or not, we've got enough quality in the team to go out there and get a result tomorrow. At the weekend, and players just need to turn up, put in 100%, and as I've said before, the quality will tell.
Good man. Foxy, quick shout for you, mate.
Big shout out to everybody that listens to the station and all the people that take part in our lobby and on Facebook and other mediums.
Yeah. Quick shout, Bridgeman. Send us away.
Right, can I just say that to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is huge game on Sunday for us. Absolutely massive. Please, keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
I'd like to thank all the panel members. I'd like to thank everyone in the lobby, everyone on Facebook, the other platforms that we have on Rangers Radio. Big game on Sunday, guys. Just remember, we are the people, and God bless the Glasgow Rangers.